All right, welcome back, Inebri-arts. This is Andy, the Inebri-art podcast, and we are recording today at the Tiverton Public Library. They were kind enough to invite us down here. And we have Travis Ward from We Own Land.
Yes.
A Rhode Island-based band. How long has the band been going on?
We started in 2010. This is actually our 10th year. 2020 is our 10th year. Yeah.
And what style of music is it?
It's rock.
Yeah.
With punk metal accents in there. People who we sound like would be like, anybody. It could be the Helicopters, Junkyard, styles like that. You know.
What is it about Providence? Because we've had other metal bands on before. And, we're from Plymouth. There's really no venues around there. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's no venues that want metal. It's jam bands and Grateful Dead cover bands and things like that. And they always say that they get gigs in Rhode Island. Why do you think that Rhode Island has such a healthy... Or is that a misconception? Do they not have a healthy metal scene?
Providence used to have an awesome scene.
Yeah.
It's dulled down a bit over the years. Some clubs shut down. There used to be the Living Room, which was a legendary club.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Club Hell, which was Babyhead, and before that was the Rocket. It was like, that was the spot to go to.
Isn't there one called, or maybe there was one, The Spot on the second floor? Am I remember that correctly?
It used to be AS220 was above Babyhead.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Club Hell.
Yeah. Because I went to an art thing there, and it was one of those.
It's actually they're doing music again now.
Oh, nice.
It's called Alchemy, I believe.
Yeah,
Club Alchemy.
So do you think that scene's rebuilding itself, or?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough for local bands to get up to the scene that it used to have in Providence. You know, there's a scene. If you can get the good places to play, like the Met is probably the best place to play.
Yeah.
There's Lupo's, which is a Strand.
Sure.
You got to be big to get in there.
Right.
So, and then the outskirts of Providence, there are little places. Dusk is one. There's a few others. I can't think of the names off the top of my head. There used to be some in Warwick. And then, you pan out from there, it just kind of dissipates.
Right, yeah.
And Newport's got a good scene. Like Providence had an awesome scene. Newport back in the day was the best. There were tons of clubs to play. And then it kind of died out, and now, there's just a few clubs to play at in Newport. Because we're based out of Newport.
Right,
so I always throw Newport out there.
So when you first picked up guitar, was it always rock that you were into?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was a break dancer before.
Shut up, really? Do you still break dance as part of your act?
I think I can. I think I can try.
Yeah. Your wife's shaking her head now.
It was in 1986 where I first heard Slayer and the Cro-Mags from a buddy of mine, Chris. And it changed my life.
Yeah.
And then after that, probably when I was 17, that's when I started playing. And then, you learn all that early stuff.
It's so funny, like I see, through Facebook and whatnot, when Slayer comes around, how many people are like, Slayer, and I'm like, no one listened to them in the day. Like, it was, I maybe knew 2 or 3 people who even knew who they were.
Really?
But it seems like now they have, like, a huge following.
Yeah, they were underground, right?
Yeah.
So back then, we love Slayer.
So you guys have a couple of CDs out, and obviously you've done the recording process. Do you prefer the kind of in studio working on the songs, or is it more all about playing out in venues?
Love playing out.
Yeah.
Nothing beats playing out. And the studio's fun. It's just long.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time. It's got to be right, But playing out is definitely where it's at. Get the crowd pumped.
Do you guys kind of go on tour at all, or do you kind of stay fairly local?
Yeah, we stay fairly local. We like to call it our 2-day tour or whatever. If we do a back-to-back gig,
Mm-hmm.
But we've played Boston, Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
Done Connecticut. We got some friends in Brooklyn. They'd like to get us down there. Providence.
And so the band's been around 10 years. Have you seen kind of the change where like the internet and things like YouTube is much more influential? Has that been something that you guys have worked to deal with and kind of take advantage of? Yeah, in a sense. Our music's up, on Bandcamp and all that. Mm-hmm.
And we recorded through disc makers for the first one and CD Baby for the second one. And so that our music is distributed all over the world.
Yeah.
So, we got fans all over the world, which is awesome.
And that blows my mind. We were talking about it earlier about going on and seeing like where the podcast has been downloaded, and you get these weird random downloads. We were traveling to Washington 2 years ago. My son was performing with the marching band, so we went down to see him perform. And just prior, we got downloaded in Russia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates. And I'm like, oh man, we are on a watch list. There's no way we're not on a watch list. Has there been like one spot that that you've been downloaded or you've gotten some feedback from that like kind of gave you that?
We've got a lot of people, I want to say from India. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Does India have a big metal scene?
I know there's a lot of people from South America.
Really?
Yeah.
I always think like metal, I always think like Finland, Norway, like that region.
Yeah, well, as far as metal bands, probably, yeah. We're more of a rock, punk,
the metal,
with metal accents.
Okay, right.
Think of it that way. Because each member has different influences, and we bring them all out.
Yeah, I feel like that's also more common where you see kind of these, I don't know if mashup is the right term. We had a band on not too long ago that was a hip-hop bluegrass band. And so I feel like that, but it really works. And I feel like that kind of, you ask people like, oh, what kind of music do you play? Back in the 80s was metal,
right?
Rap, pop. Now it's like, oh, we're kind of like this with a little bit of this thrown in. Is it harder to explain to people what style of music you play, or is that why you kind of go to that? We sound like the helicopter.
Yeah. So if you were to say, what do you sound like? It would be rock punk.
Yeah.
Because the bass is the guys in the band, Scott, John, Craig, Jim, the exception of me. Mm-hmm. I never really listened to punk, so I'm the odd man out. But those guys have a big, deep punk influence.
Right.
And they bring that to the band. Where I was a metal player.
Yeah.
And I love the blues.
Does that ever kind of like... not influence, but is that a difficult thing that you have to navigate, like when you're writing songs, where they're like, no, play more punk-like, and you're like, no, but
at first, because I never played anything like that. It was always speed, and over the years, I've come to write like the way Johnny would write. Johnny's the riff master, and he comes up with these songs and you're like, man, that is awesome, and so I try to mimic his style. It's still tough. He's so good.
Well, you guys have been together 10 years, so you must have found like a system that works. Not every band stays together that long, so like what's
so he'll write a riff or I'll write a riff, and then we'll bring it to practice and we'll play it, and instantly know if it's going to click. and then, somebody else will have another riff, and then maybe those two riffs are in the same key, and you can work off them. That's usually how it works.
And who usually writes the lyrics?
Craig writes the lyrics.
Yeah.
Craig.
So we were talking just prior to recording. There was one song that you said that a former band member had written.
As far as music.
Right. But is that something that, like, when you're writing the songs, do you have to kind of be like, all right, this is my song?
No, not at all. It's art.
Yeah, you just kind of...
It's ours, because we're, a group. So
yeah. So
everybody puts in their collective input.
How do you keep that group dynamic functioning? Because I feel like a lot of bands, even, obviously successful ones have fallen apart, and less successful ones don't ever make it because they can't, continue to work together. Like, how do you...
That's a good question.
how do you keep the drama out of the band, basically?
We don't... there's no drama in the band. We go, we play for 2 hours, write new stuff. It's closed practice, so nobody comes to practice.
Yeah.
And, we chat for a few minutes in the beginning, and then it's right to the songs.
Do you think it just comes, like, with maturity? Like,
yeah, I think that we've all played together in different bands. And through that, they've had the no nonsense, all that garbage, and we all come together, and it just works. Yeah. Yeah. It clicks.
It's funny. Again, I'm going to mention my son again. He went to this band camp where they took kids and put them into like 4-piece bands, and they'd work on a few songs or whatever, and it was just like a summer thing. And I was waiting for him to come out of practice one day, and he came out, and I'm like, "Is that your band?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I turned to my girlfriend, I'm like, "Oh, they're never gonna work." And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "There's a girl in the band." She's like, "That's sexist." I'm like, "No, they're all gonna like her, and the band is gonna disintegrate." But it just seems like that's got to be one of the toughest things to kind of keep everyone's on the same page.
I think we look forward to going to practice and writing. It's our outlet for the week. It's great.
How often do you work on new material, or is it just generally practicing what you have?
We always work on new material. So the first half of practice is we usually get warmed up, play a couple of songs, and then, if we have a gig coming up, we'll stay to that and write the set list and play those songs. And if we don't have a gig, the second half of practice is usually learning new songs. Yeah. We do covers once in a while. We usually pick out one. We're doing AC/DC right now. So we work on all that.
When you're writing a set list, like, what do you kind of have in mind? Like, do you try to kind of like build like the...
You cater to the way the other bands are going to be, Mm-hmm. If it's more of a rock type group, you bring out all your songs like that. If it's more of like a punk-based group, then you can bring in the heavier ones.
So kind of the bands that follow you kind of set the stage for them, more or less, or the mood of the room?
Yeah, the mood of the room.
Yeah. Have you ever had just that room that wasn't feeling you? Is it... No nightmare gigs?
We'll play for one person in the room. We don't care, and we'll make them enjoy their time.
And that's one of those like really tricky things I've seen some people do, and you have to perform like it's a full house all the time. Mm-hmm. And
it's easy though, because when you're on stage, you just like it clicks. You're ready to go.
So, is there a real distinct difference about the way you play on stage opposed to in practice, or do you guys kind of try to have that same energy level?
There's way more energy when you play live because you have that atmosphere of like, giving them an awesome show. When you're at practice, you want to make sure you hit all the notes right. Yeah. And if you need to make changes or add little things, you have the ability to do that and the time to do it.
What's your favorite venue to play? that you feel has that best energy level, best vibe?
Well, the Parlor in Newport's the best.
The Parlor?
Yeah.
It seems like every band has that one place that is like home base.
Parlor's great place to play. Yep.
And is there like one, like what's the one place that like you guys, like that's the place we want to play? Is there like that kind of bucket list?
A bucket list to play. I don't know.
No.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
We'll play anywhere.
Do you prefer to open up for somebody, or do you guys headline at all?
It depends. If it's a a national act, we'll open up. We opened up for Junkyard a couple of weeks ago in New Bedford at the Vault, and that was awesome.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet for a show. They've gotten some really interesting.
They've got some great
bands, old school stuff.
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to get back in there now. So
yeah, they. I was trying.
Even right across the street is the Poor Farm, and that's a great place to play.
The Poor Farm.
It's like a brew house.
Oh, no kidding.
So almost like the Vault, which
is
a brew house as well. But
nice.
Poor Farm is a great place to play.
And do they get the same kind of acts or?
Not nationals.
No, more local stuff. Yeah. Have you had like one? Like, how do you get a national act? Do their booking? But I mean, do their booking managers like call you guys, or is it more just
it's a venue?
The venue just
you reach
schedules,
out to them. You just kind of make the right connections, and hopefully, it works.
Yeah, and then I assume like once you kind of make that connection with that venue, that they kind of keep you on the list, and
that's what we hope.
So you're trying to get back to the Vault. Is there like a band that you know is coming to the Vault that you want to open for?
Well, LA Guns was playing. It's probably already passed, or it might be coming up in a few days.
I haven't heard that name.
That's a good fit. That's a good.
That's one of those bands that like you're just like, oh yeah, I forgot all. Like I think they've had a Bang Tango. Was it Bang Tango?
Yeah, Bang Tango just
through there a few times, and
Queensryche's playing.
Oh really?
Just played. Yep. Powerman 5000's playing. Death Angel's playing on the metal side.
Yeah, we had a venue up near us that was trying to do the same thing, but it was at the mall, and it had this weird like. It's got a really nice venue for concerts, but it's directly attached to a Chuck E. Cheese type section that's all like video games stuff. It's such a weird venue, and they had like. Living Colour went through there, and Quiet
first
Riot.
Concerts.
Oh, Living Colour? I saw them 2 summers ago. They opened up for Jane's Addiction.
Oh, wow.
And a great show.
I saw them when they first came out at the Living Room in Providence.
So you were saying earlier that your kids are here. Do they show a musical interest? Do you try to...
They both play.
Yeah.
My oldest played trumpet for 4 years, and then Fortnite came out, and that was all done. My little one, he's got a gift. He plays viola. He's on his 4th year of viola. He plays harmonica. He plays piano, bass, and guitar.
Nice.
Not, doesn't do them religiously, but, he can get on there and do it. He's good.
Do they listen to the same kind of music as you do, or is that kind of like, oh, that's old person music?
The little one starts to listen to more music, as opposed to the older one. The older one doesn't really have the music listening. That's the one that listens to music.
That's the one that listens to music. I just find it interesting because my kids are older, and they start being like, oh, I'm listening to my daughter's big into Nirvana, and it's just one of those.
Cool. He likes Queen.
So. Yeah, but it's almost like, don't you have your own like? It's weird. Like I always expected them to kind of get to that stage where they're listening to things that I've never heard of, but it seems like they kind of are recycling all the older stuff. Like my son loves going to concerts, and I'm like, oh, what's your favorite concert? And he's like, Well, it's between Five Finger Death Punch and Motley Crue.
Oh, well,
And it's just like, that's so weird that's kind of the spectrum.
it's cool though.
Oh, it's great, you
Yeah.
know, and so you can kind of appreciate it with them, and it's a great bonding thing. Do you ever think that you would play in a band with your kids, like bring them into the band, or
Sure.
yeah?
Yeah.
He's shaking his head now. He doesn't know.
Oh, he would love it.
Yeah.
He would love it.
Do they get to go see you play?
Yeah, they've seen me play a couple of times.
Yeah.
We're loud.
So I feel like then you'd have to like kind of worry about their hearing. Do you ever like have you had hearing issues with? Or do you like earplugs or?
I don't wear earplugs. I don't know. When you play, you just put your head right next to that amp, and you want that sound, you know.
And
yeah,
must be good genetics. Yeah.
I probably should. But I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah. So what is the one thing that you really, is there like one thing that you really dislike about maybe I want to say in this particular band, because that question could go really wrong. But is there like, when gigging, does it ever feel like a chore? Is it like, oh, it's great, but like I hate having to answer emails?
Nope,
or...
love gigging. I love searching for the next gig. You know?
So it's kind of like a hunting type thing to go out and you know,
we try not
pound
to play
the pavement, I guess.
Like, so we're based out of Newport. We try not to play Newport, you know, back to back or you know, within the same 2 weeks or something.
Right.
You know, give it a month or so. You know, we'll play, and then a month and a half will go by.
How many gigs do you play in a month's time?
Try to do like two. You know.
Oh, so, okay, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, because we all work. We all have kids and
families,
you know,
and I had a former guest of ours who is a writer now. He played in a punk band when he was in high school, and we're talking with him, and he's like, oh yeah, we still play together. He's like, we changed the name. He's like, we're Domesticated Tigers now. And it's that kind of balance between, like, they still want to be punk, but, you know, they have kids and families and responsibilities and day jobs. And
right.
Does it ever get to be, like, does one ever interfere with the other where you're like,
no,
I'll be to the gig late, or...
The only tough part is when I play Saturday. I work early in the morning. Right?
Yeah.
At like 4 in the morning.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So when we play a Saturday gig, I get home at 2:30, and I get an hour of sleep, and I have to get up and go to work. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But I'll do it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just tired the next day. That's all.
It's, you know, it's just part of the lifestyle, and you get used to it.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the bad part about gigging.
Yeah, I guess. But it's awesome when you're on stage.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you guys have like a real steady following, like people that travel around to see you? And like,
yeah,
if you've been around 10 years, you should have
we have a good solid base, you know, of people that will come out. Granted, if you're playing out of town in another state, it's a little tough for people to come out, but that's why you have friends in different locations.
Right,
you know?
yeah. So, friends of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works.
Do you try to push, when you have those gigs, you try to like push the marketing on, like through social media in that area somehow, or?
No, each gig we do the same. You know, everybody posts, everybody shares it, you know, and get the word out. Instagram, Facebook. We have a Twitter page. I don't know if we use it that much.
Yeah, it seems to be, I don't know if it's dying or people are just tired of the...
Reverb Nation we use. I always post songs on Reverb Nation. Which ends up going to Facebook. So.
Yeah. You don't flyer anymore?
We do flyer.
Still flyer?
We do flyer. We make a flyer, and then, you know, give a bunch to the venue. Craig usually handles that. And Craig and I collect the flyers.
Yeah.
We collect the set lists and the flyers from each show for our personal collection.
Oh, no kidding.
We have one for the band,
and
then we have one for our personal collection.
Yeah, I actually...
I got a bag stuffed of old set lists and stuff like that. Of all the
from
gigs
10 years?
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty full.
Yeah.
Do you ever go back and be like, oh, we haven't played this song, and, you know...
We have a like a whiteboard.
Yeah.
So we have all the songs on one side, and then you have, your songs that you're playing now. So you can look at the list.
And you'd be like, we haven't played this. So in a normal set, do you work in covers as well? Because I think you said you just one cover.
We only do one.
Yeah. Do you try to kind of like?
We'd like to do covers that you wouldn't normally hear.
Okay. For example.
So, right now we're doing AC/DC.
Yeah.
Beating around the bush, right?
Oh, so you kind of avoid like the Back in Black and
right.
Iron.
Although our last cover was Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
Mental Health.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was great because we never played it.
But so I feel like there's two kinds of covers. There's the kind that tries to duplicate the original song as close as possible, or kind of like really make it their own.
Yeah, we make it We Own Land style.
Yeah.
We never match the solos.
Yeah.
We do our own solos. We do our own little things on it.
Yeah.
You get the basis of the song, but it's a good cover.
So as far as band names go, I hear a lot of unusual names. We Own Land, for some reason, really stuck out as an unusual name. Like,
it is
where does that come from?
So hopefully I get the story right, because I joined the band.
Yeah.
And they had already had the name. So We Own Land was built from Johnny Jones and Craig Ferris, which is the singer and the other guitar player. And they were tossing around names, and it was supposed to be the Dukes. Okay. And they were like, yes, we can walk around and say, we own land. And then they stopped.
Okay.
The name was born.
So that came from kind of a joke about the original idea for the name? Yep. Huh.
And the Dukes was an awesome name as well.
I feel like that has to be a band, though, already.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
It's weird, because I talk to people about how they name their bands, and it almost seems like at some point it's never easy, and at some point someone's like, this is just what we went with.
I had to ask. I'm like, hey, how do we get the name?
So where can people go online to find out? You said you have social media. Is it just We Own Land?
So we use Facebook for most of our communication.
Yeah.
We have Instagram page. I have a Bandcamp page with all the songs on it. We have Reverb Nation, Apple Music.
Do bands still use MySpace? Someone was telling me that bands were like using MySpace to promote gigs, and I couldn't tell if they were just like messing with me or that was like a real thing.
I think I had a MySpace account once, and
I don't even know if it
Facebook
still works.
Took over.
Yeah. Is there a weownland.com?
There is a weownland.com. We Own Land. Weebly.com. I think Craig's daughter made the site. It's nice. It's a good site.
Nice. And can people go on and purchase CDs and merch and stuff like that through those?
The best way if you're going to purchase CDs, you go to Bandcamp.
Yeah.
We Own Land at bandcamp.com. I think that's it.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming down and talk to us. We're going to actually add some songs
to
the end of this. And it's great to meet you, man.
Great.
I wish you guys the best
of luck.
I
appreciate it.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right.
That gleam in her eye, that shake in her hip. took me to the heavens, but left me here, died in hell. She was the one that everybody was after. She was the one that would not get away. Kissed her goodbye, yeah, she don't cry, just because I'm leaving. Sitting right, gonna break the ties. Well, just keep on trying. She's out the door just like before. Now I think it is too late. Desiree. You used to call me all the time, back in the day when you were mine. But now you're just a waste of time, when I know I'll be alright. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. There's something missing. What could it be? I've lost the rhythm when my steps out of beat. I'm running in circles, my head's in a daze. It's only been a few hours, but it feels like 100 days. How could this ever happen to a guy like me? Is this the way it feels? It sucks to be me. I'm just stuck myself when you're not around. I'm just stuck myself when you're not around. Staring at the wall, you're not in front of me. I can't hear your calls, so silence is death on me. I'm lost without you, I don't know what to do. If I don't see you soon, don't know if I'll make it through. How could this ever happen to a guy like me? Is this the way it feels? It sucks to be me. I'm just stuck myself when you're not around. I'm just stuck myself when you're not around. I don't want you to leave me, baby, please don't go. I won't ever leave you, honey, oh hell no. I don't want you to leave me, baby, please don't go. I won't ever leave you, honey, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Can't do without you. I want your love. I need your complications, girl, I can't get enough. I feel so lonely. Another day goes by. If I were king for a day, you'd be my queen, and that's so right. That's so right. That's so right. That's so right, 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 right. Come back to me, baby, testify, no lie. That's so right. That's so right, 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 right. Come back to me, baby, testify.
Okay, thanks for checking out the podcast. And don't forget to check out our other podcasts on the Inebri-art Podcast Network. There's the Bar Talk. There's Old Colony Cast. There's, of course, the Inebri-art Podcast. And our latest, Retro Redoctopus, a kind of nerd genre podcast that you can check out now, all available on our website at inebri-art.com. And pretty much available everywhere that podcasts are available, on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, all those things. And if you don't see it where you're looking, let us know. We'll try to get onto that as well. And you can also email us at inebriart@yahoo.com with your questions, complaints, and suggestions. And also, if you could take the time to rate and review us on iTunes, that would be phenomenal. That helps us get more exposure and bring more of these great podcasts to your ears. And thanks again for listening.